Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. Today we are diving into the final episode of Andor, the series finale. We are at the end of this journey, and I'm still not ready to hit play on this episode and bring it to a close. You know, this has been a phenomenal journey. This story was just so beautifully crafted. All of these characters so rich, so vibrant, and so layered, beautifully portrayed, beautifully written. It's just such a beautiful companion piece to the OT in a way that just, again, it, like I've said before, it embodies so much of what the original trilogy was about. It's like Cobra Kai, man. It enhances it in such a way that it just makes a lot of what you're seeing, what you've experienced, so much heavier. It adds so much more context. You know, obviously we had a lot of these things in the back of our minds, but not without seeing it. It just makes it all so much more powerful, I think, knowing all of the lives, all of the sacrifice, all of the horrors that these people put themselves through or witnessed just to keep hope alive, that they could make it out of this, that they could create a future, that they could escape this tyranny. You know, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful series. I haven't watched Rogue One in a really long time, and I cannot wait to dive into it right after all of this, because I really want to so badly, just once we have all of this, to connect these things and just do a full-on binge from Rogue One and through the OT and all of that, man. But anyway, we're not even at the end of this yet. And where we left off in the last episode, we were finally seeing the fruits of all of these sacrifices, all of these efforts, as they found out about the existence of the Death Star and are desperately trying to get that information to the rebellion so that they can know what is coming around the corner and how to combat it, how to figure out what to do next. And obviously leading into Rogue One, into A New Hope, and all of that, leading us eventually to Luke Skywalker taking the thing down. Right now, there is a slew of Imperials between Cassian and his ship, and that's where we left off. So let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes to match the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on movies we react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, helps do things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. That all said out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 12, Jedha, Kyber, Erso. Here we go.
Yavin, after all of this, what a bitter ending.
Nothing's ending. You're keeping Luthen alive.
Big words.
You can rest there.
As a prisoner.
As a hero. You need to see the place you helped build.
You need to tell them what you told us.
I'm not leaving you here.
Nothing.
It's not us, so it's a link transmit from the ship, so it's a bit confusing. Anyone else with a tactical line failure?
What the hell? Yo, K2, let's go! You know what? I kind of just hope we get our K2 horror movie in this hallway. Just him picking them off in the darkness. I imagine we're going to have some blaster fire going off, but they are going to be pincered.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I do hope she makes it out, though. I would be completely unsurprised if she doesn't.
You can stop right there!
Oh no, Mel.
No sudden movements. Hold your fire. This is ISB. This is a warrant search. This is your first and final.
Keep him distracted until K2 comes stalking down the hallway.
Okay, where are you?
Oh, he's heading for the elevator. Oh God, a stun grenade. Oh, God damn. Oh, let's go.
Apparently everyone's out running down the emergency disease warrant.
Oh, lovely. That backfired, didn't it? What happened to him? Oh, he's using him as a meat shield. Oh my God! Dude, they really did let Tony just get away with whatever.
Cassian, I've cleared a path.
We need units immediately. Push the request. Push it now.
Okay, we got her. We're good. Wow. We're not in the ship yet. Thought we were going to get an explosion as they were walking away. Conditioned to expect that at this point. Oh! Okay, we're good. They wouldn't know what ship to look for.
I assume any doubts about my value have been erased.
You can speed up now.
You're welcome.
All right. Did we make it home?
We know you're on Jedha, Saw. We know you're picking off Imperial transports. We're trying to share what we hear about how dangerous that is making.
I love how they've made her, like, look as close as possible to,
You think I'd still be alive if I hadn't learned to bend them as I wish?
It's the Empire that's after you, Saw, not us.
got his hubris.
If only you could fight as well as you lie.
You're sure he's in Jedha?
He's been warned.
He's insane.
We've been probing his team for over a year now. It's an active operation.
Which is how you're sure he's on Jedha.
Sir, Admiral Radis requested you join him. There's a situation.
Have they found it?
Apparently, it's coming in hot, unauthorized, and requesting landing.
Of course it is.
With a stolen ship on an unsupervised mission.
You could make that case.
Incredible.
If you'll excuse me.
You are going to want to hear what he's got to say.
Makes the Senate look easy, doesn't it?
They're still transmitting. Sir.
You know the protocol.
There's Radis.
You're lucky Merrick's away. He'd go shoot it down himself.
Let's hope that's not necessary.
Transmitting. You should have filed a flight plan.
Oh my God.
We're getting close, aren't we?
I suspect we'll be shot down as an enemy probe.
Shut up, Kay.
But disciplinary orders are so refreshing.
Literal robotic chaos.
This is the restricted orbital air lane. Failure to comply with our specific commands will trigger immediate destruction.
I planned to tell him I was kidnapped.
Stop right there!
She's injured.
Who else is with you?
Hello.
She needs a doctor, please.
Take it to the sick bay.
I have important news.
I certainly hope so. Come with me.
If you want to live.
I went to save an old friend. Of that, I'm guilty. It's what I learned when I got there that made us come back so recklessly.
You went to save Luthen Rael.
Luthen is dead. Luthen was told that there's a connection between the Gorman destruction, the Kyber mining on Jedha, and an Imperial engineer named Galen Erso.
All of this conveniently wrapped in a big energy program basket.
I'm just reporting what he was told.
It sounds like a paranoid fantasy.
Luthen Rael died for this.
And how has that been verified?
Are you serious?
Captain!
It's hard not to wonder if your judgment here might be less than objective.
I'll have to disagree. It's everything I know about Luthen that makes me believe this is real.
We're talking about someone who's been a thorn in our side since we began building this alliance.
Did you know him? Any of you? Does anyone in this room, besides Senator Mothma, have any idea how much you owe him?
Oh, please.
When I say I know Luthen, I mean I know the good and the bad. I know what was wrong with him, and I made my choice 2 years ago to join here and be part of this. I don't know if what he was told is true or not, but it's insulting to hear him run down by people who have given a fraction of his sacrifice to this rebellion.
Enough! When's the last time you two spoke?
A year ago, when he had me rescue Senator Mothma from the Senate.
Duly noted. I'm afraid it's just as easy to believe that Luthen was the one being played.
His inability to collaborate, the web of doubts that he created.
This is active intelligence.
More like puffed up speculation.
Oh my god.
As of now, Captain Andor, you are forbidden from accessing your ship and confined to quarters.
I get it, but it's because I know. But fuck.
Requesting permission to visit the infirmary.
Permission granted.
Thank you. If only we had something like physical, but we don't.
So on Jedha. And you think this can wait?
You're in no position to make suggestions, Captain. Make it quick.
God, and we're going to see him take an active role in this and then making it happen.
Not exactly the hero's welcome I promised, was it? It's a lot for them to take in. All at once, it's a lot. I'm doing what I can. I promise.
She's still kicking.
What's happened?
Luthen's dead. Cassian brought Kleya back, but
When did this happen?
just now.
Cassian?
He's been grounded.
He should stop saving people.
They brought back some curious information. I won't share it, because I'm hoping he'll tell it to you, and you'll tell me what you think. Help me believe him.
I have some bad news.
You gonna find Luthen?
He's dead well. He made it worth it.
He does, but they don't know that just yet. We're hoping that he made it worth it. It's only going to be worth it when they listen.
Another message from Kathleen. He won't talk to anybody but Andor.
Call him back.
Will you drink to Luthen?
Just this once.
Can't toast them all, can we?
Gorn. Nemik. Taramin.
Cinta.
The Gormans. Ferrex. Your mother. The Darnies.
Aldani.
Mon wants to know if your Luthen story is real.
He died for it. Does it matter what he did to us along the way? Does it matter how we twisted him? None of this exists without him. None of us are here. Kleya wouldn't lie about it.
There will be times when the struggle seems impossible. Alone, unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy. Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously and without instruction. Random acts of insurrection are occurring constantly throughout the galaxy. There are whole armies, battalions that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause. Remember that the frontier of the rebellion is everywhere, and even the smallest act of insurrection pushes our lines forward. The Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear.
Just keeps spreading, doesn't it?
It's been hard to contain.
Who do you think it is?
I'm afraid they're waiting for you, sir. I told them I'd bring you down.
Oh, is he taking the fall for this failure?
May I have a moment to collect my thoughts?
Wow. And he knew what he was going to do, too. It's just how fucked they are on the inside, man. Didn't even want to face what was going to be there for him. Rather take himself out than do that.
You should reconnect with Vix.
She's safe, isn't she?
That's what I hear.
That's good.
She wouldn't be safe with me.
She might disagree.
Once this settles down, maybe.
God, that fucking sucks, dude. She's just waiting.
too long.
Kleya! It's Val. I'm not sure it'll do much good, but put this on. Come on, you can't stay out here.
I think she just wanted to see it, you know, or just, I don't know.
I'm sorry about Luthen. He always used to say, know your way out before you go in. I don't even really know where I am. I have friends everywhere.
You're here with friends.
That's true now. Your friends everywhere are the rebellion, and they are everywhere.
We've been released.
They threw us out. Tired of listening to him.
None of that is true.
There's an Imperial destroyer parked over Jedha as of 2 days ago. We were warned and saw to step away before you came back.
Here we go.
Luthen dying to get us in motion. Now Tivik keeps calling us. If this is all a trap, it's a brilliant way to spring it.
How do I get to Kafrene?
Aww.
Wait.
What is it?
The man you do not like is here.
Hey, the closer he gets to that destination, the closer he is to returning to his sister, you know? I think that's what that dream was. And everybody they lost along the way.
General Draven has your orders. Proceed to your contact, learn what you can. Do it quickly.
Can I ask what changed?
If I die fighting the Empire, I want to go down swinging.
Mm.
You find that amusing?
No, but you and Luthen would have gotten along much better than you think.
May the Force be with you, Captain.
It's good to know that he's kept that alive too, you know? Oh, shit. Look at him. He actually took care of the plants. I saw somebody saying, like, the moment Bix left, those plants are dead. The fact that he had that dream today of all days, too. Oh, she's in a prisoner's uniform. Wow. God damn. Oh my God. Oh. He's accepted it, you know? More people made it out alive than I expected, though. There was some hope in the end.
There's a rumor we have a flight plan.
We'll take the quick way.
It's so much easier when I know what we're doing.
Well, that will be quickly short-lived. Oh, he made a friend. Thank God. Oh, that's where she is. Don't tell me. Fuck you. Damn, dude. What a way to twist the knife there at the end. Dude, that fucking... that last little bit, that home stretch was so emotional. Good God. You know, I was holding it together pretty well, but then once we got to Mina Rael, dude, I'm glad somebody went to B2. Can you imagine every day he was probably asking, where's Cassian? But at least he made a little droid friend along the way as well, and Bix is here, and, you know, whatever their kid's name is. That's heartbreaking, man. But it's just such a beautiful story. And to watch his evolution and his like belief formulate into this cause, his fear of his destiny to his acceptance of it and his embracing of it. Like the fact that like from where we saw when he first got that vision and him locking eyes with that Force healer today, leaving off for the final time from this base to just go off, head held high, eyes forward, going to meet it. And he certainly knew the vision that morning, too, of his sister, because he's going to reunite with them in the end. And it's a part of that interview that I mentioned in the last episode as well, was that they talked about how, you know, the very same thing almost in this way is that, you know, when he first gets that touch and she feels this trajectory and he recoils from it in fear to where he's with Jen on Scarif looking off as this blast wipes them away with this acceptance, as well as this acceptance of the path that he's on, and his confidence and comfort in it as a way that in those final moments, that death that he feared before, this death is now more than that. It's a reunion of sorts, you know, as it is, you know, in this world when everybody dies, it doesn't matter if they're a Jedi or not, every living being reunites with the Force. So everybody that he's lost along the way, everybody that has passed, his sister that he never found, at least in the end, they'll all be together there. And the world carries on. You know, he's got a kid, you know, Bix is out, she's alive. A lot of people made it out of this, you know, Mon, Vel, Kleya, Wilman, and the girl from Gorman. I can't remember her name right now. Outside of all the major players, obviously, and stuff like that we know from everything else, you know, it's just like the sacrifices so that all of these people get to live, so that all of this can happen, so that all the lives that they save can continue on, you know, the sacrifice of their own for others. For Kleya, at least, to see what they built finally with her own eyes, see what Luthen had been building for her own eyes, because he never got to. And she, though, is like an extension of him. And it's just a beautiful little roundabout way to like include all of that. The little moment between Vel and Cassian as they recount everybody they've lost along the way. And then just like to see the consequences on the Imperial side with Partagast. Obviously, he was the head of all of this. He was one of the people in the know for all of this. So as everybody else failed to stop this from getting out, it fell upon him to take responsibility for it. Because this whole thing, as he called rebellion or whatever, like a sickness, a disease, ironic that that's also, now I'm thinking about it, what they said Kleya had is carrying out is this disease. I didn't even think about that last episode until this one, because that's what he was talking about. We need to treat it as a disease and treat it as such. You know, looking at the symptoms of it and stamping it out before it grows, it festers into something they can't stop. Him listening to that speech about that very same thing, about the rebellion and all this, about how they completely and utterly failed to stop this, mostly in part due to the fact that they kept pursuing it. They kept helping the flame get fanned. You know, their whole thing on Gorman is also a major domino that fell over because of their own pursuit of this weapon that eventually led to its own destruction. It's just like so beautifully poetic. And then Dedra, who devoted everything, her entire being, to this empire, doing everything to maintain the Empire's order, and her obsession with protecting it led to her being labeled a traitor of it and taking the fall for this thing and being imprisoned in one of the same complexes that Cassian had to escape is just fucking ironic. I love it to death. Because even after what she saw on Gorman, it's not like she had like an awakening. Sure, she massacred all those people, but she still she swallowed that and kept on going. She was no less reaffirmed with her side a year after all of that and was still just as focused on maintaining the system until the system didn't need her anymore. And that escape at the beginning of this too, with Cassian and them getting out of there, getting pinned down, and Kleya getting knocked out by that stun grenade, and then just K2 coming in, using that one dude as a fucking meat shield, as he's just like limp body. We've seen some of the most brutal, gnarly things in Star Wars in this show. From mature themes and topics to just some straight up malicious things. It's just fascinating how much they let Tony Gilroy get away with, because that was metal as fuck. And then obviously once they finally returned to Yavin and having to just fight just to validate the information that they brought. Obviously they don't have anything physical that they can show, just their word, and none of them have any reason to trust Luthen. Especially by this point, everybody raised very valid comments about it. He's like, it's been a year. He's been paranoid. He's been so deep in this. All the lies. They know what he's done and all this kind of stuff. But it's really Mon, and I like the way that Cassian put it. He was there every step of the way, and he knows the good and the bad of Luthen. He owes him at least this courtesy to hear him out. I mean, because he put his life on the line. He died for this. Obviously, to their point, he very well could have gone crazy. They don't know. He hasn't talked to him in a year. Thing is, though, that intel, had they not went with it, would have ruined and tanked the rebellion. And I like that Cassian stood by him in the end, because as for all of his faults, all of his horrors, all the things that he's done, none of this would have existed without any of his efforts. And the Mon, she knows, but she just needs some affirmation in some way. So then obviously going to her cousin, to Vel, to vet that information and get her opinion on it, because like Cassian, she's somebody who is very much so not cared for Luthen for a while now and wants to see what she thinks about it, and then because they want to believe, because if this is important, this is real, it's something they need to follow up on, especially if they risked everything to do this and they risked all of this for them to bring this information. And then all the other things, as much as they, they are keeping track of these things, like Saw and his outpost on Jedha, the increasing Imperial forces there, all the other things that are just falling into place. Is it all circumstantial, or is there something actually there? Obviously, they're like, all these things just happen to be bundled under one package. Well, yeah. I mean, our own energy initiative with the atomic bomb was the same thing. It's kind of an exact mirror of that, because that's what all of that was. A cover story was an energy initiative, and we were building the world's most dangerous weapon. Yeah, that's what's happening here. It's wild to see the back and forth about all of this, because they are on a razor's edge maintaining this rebellion, their secrecy, their safety against this massive entity. So I get it. They got to be pragmatic. They got to be safe. They got to think all of these things through and think about every different possibility and just be super careful. But then this comes onto their table and you just well, maybe we should look into that, because thank God they did. Otherwise, it would have been all for nothing the moment the Death Star went active. It's kind of beautiful that in the end here, it was Bail that came and gave Cassian the final go-ahead. He was like, hey, if we're going to go out, I want to at least go out swinging. We know what happens to him. He's on Alderaan when the Death Star inevitably blows it up. So this was his big old fuck you to that, while he does go down alongside Cassian in the quest for combating this machine. It gets done in the end. It's just wild, man. All the different little things as we're just cascading towards this inevitability, this future, and all of that, man. It's just, it's so well done and so beautifully packaged, beautifully shot, beautifully written, beautifully acted. I love this, painting this beautiful picture of all those as sacrifice so that we can be here today. In every level, in every facet, you know, this losses, the sacrifices, whether it's of life, of soul, the terrible deeds that were done in our name that we didn't have to do, but somebody sold their soul for our freedom. Like fucking Luthen said, he's burning himself for a sunrise he'll never see. The hope that that allows to continue on because they are sacrificing themselves for this hope. Because there's no guarantee of a better tomorrow. They have to hope that their sacrifice means something in the end, that everything they did means something in the end. And that no matter what evil is out there in the world, as long as we have the will and the drive to keep on fighting, that there's hope that we can win. No matter how bleak or how fruitless it might seem, the moment they win is when we stop trying, when we stop fighting. And it's just fucking God. I think like one of the things that sticks with me the most in this is just seeing where Cassian was in the beginning. Because I can't get... Right now, the image that is just burned into my brain is just the look on Cassian's face as he's marching out of the base towards the ship to go off to verify this intel, to literally go into the start of Rogue One. Like, just seeing the way he carries himself, the certainty, the focus on his face, and juxtaposing that with where he was when we first met him in the show, I don't know. There's just something wonderful about this show, and it's amazing. I want to watch Rogue One right fucking now. I can't remember. I think I mentioned this in one of the previous videos. I don't think I've actually seen it in its entirety since the theater. Like, would you guys be interested in revisiting Rogue One with me here on the channel? Is that something you guys would be interested in at all? Like, especially with all this added context, I'm going to watch it for my own needs, but I just want to know if you guys would be interested because I can wait to record it. But I don't know. I do want to kind of go into that because again, it's been a really long time since I've watched the movie. And now we have so much more information to inform on all of these different things. I don't know. I think it could be interesting, but I just want to know what you guys think. I think I just don't want to say goodbye to Cassian yet either, and I just want to be like, oh, it's just going on to the next mission, right? I am kind of relieved because part of me was like, is there going to be like an epilogue scene? Which we didn't get. Because we cut to present day, because even Val was like, Bix is waiting on you, right? And he was like, maybe once this all settles down. And as we know, that doesn't happen. And that just makes that so much more tragic. But I was wondering if we were going to get a scene after the fact, after the events of Rogue One, where we see her hearing about what happens. I kind of like where it ended though, because it leaves us, I mean, it's still a fucking knife to the heart, dude, because we know where this goes. But like, it leaves it where everybody here is looking forward to the future. Everybody is, Cassian included. Everybody is looking to the horizon and everybody is marching forward. Everybody at this point has hope in their heart, unless you're an Imperial. Then you're kind of fucked, which is good, because fuck you. For all of the characters we've been following along this time, and at least on the rebellion side, we're in a moment of confidence, of reassurance. Kleya gets to see the thing they built. Wilman is here with the girl that he fell in love with, one of many. This one, he's kept around. And then just the rebellion coming together. Obviously, we know where that goes. And then just all these little things, that little moment with Cassian locking eyes with the Force Healer, and then just moving on. Everybody is like holding themselves high, and we're heading off to a future that has yet to be written in their eyes. And I think that for the show, that's a great place to end on. As much as like they could have done that and be like, oh, let's just stab you a couple more times and let you see Bix finding out that Cassian's never going to come home. And also the fact that she put him, here I am doing the stabbing now. And the fact that she's the one that set him on that path. And I think even if she didn't, we know how the Force works. We know how fate works in this world. It would have happened one way or the other. And who knows, had she not removed herself, something else may have removed her and it may not have been as pretty. It would have gotten him where he needed to go one way or the other. Even so though, it's a beautiful sacrifice for her, as tragic as that is. But then at the end of the day, knowing that, you know, there's this resolve that Cassian has walking off into that distance, you know, I don't know. And then eventually the resolve that he has in those final moments with Jen, as they are the final people standing on Scarif before they get blowed up. God, man. This show, it was bold, it was brave, and I'm so glad that we got this. Back when myself was, chirping along too. Why are we doing a show about Cassian Andor? Guess what? Fuck me, because this was some of the best shit we've gotten in a long fucking time in this universe. I wouldn't want to see it without it at this point, Anyway, that's all I got, guys. I'm going to close myself off here. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Ben Share, Your Korskov, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crocker, Watchtower, Domi, Gregory Toner, Lily Chan's son, and Joshua Swinnell. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.